There comes a moment in a woman's life that no one prepares her for. A moment when everything familiar begins to fall silent. The messages stop. The support fades. The people she leaned on are suddenly unavailable. And she realizes something painful. She has no one left. No one to call, no one to explain herself to, no one to carry the weight with her. Just God. And if that sentence feels heavy in your chest right now, this message is for you. You didn't plan for this season. You didn't choose isolation. You didn't ask to walk this road alone. You tried to be loyal. You tried to love well. You tried to hold everything together. But still, things fell apart. Now you wake up with questions you never had before. You replay conversations. You wonder what you missed. You ask God why this had to happen this way. You're tired, not just physically, but deep in your soul. Tired of being strong. Tired of explaining your pain. Tired of pretending you're okay when you're not. And the loneliness doesn't just hurt. It confuses you. Because you love God, you've prayed, you've tried to do the right thing. So why does it feel like you're standing alone? Here's the truth most people never tell you. God does some of his deepest work when the room is empty, not because he wants to hurt you, but because he wants to reach you. Noise makes it hard to hear heaven. Distraction keeps identity blurred. Dependence on people delays dependence on God. So sometimes, in his mercy, God allows the supports to fall away, not to abandon you, but to anchor you. This season isn't God stepping back. It's God stepping closer. When you have no one else to lean on, you finally lean fully on him, and that changes everything. Isolation is not evidence that God has left. It is often proof that he is rearranging your life. Think about the wilderness seasons in Scripture. They were never comfortable, but they were always purposeful. Before calling was revealed, there was hiding. Before authority was given, there was silence. Before strength was visible, there was weakness. God prepares privately what he plans to use publicly. And right now, your life may feel small, quiet, unnoticed. But God works best in hidden places. What you call loneliness, he calls intimacy. What you call loss, he calls alignment. You're learning how to sit with your thoughts now. You're learning what silence feels like. You're learning what remains when everything else is stripped away. And it's uncomfortable. Because when people leave, you're forced to face yourself, your fears, your patterns, your wounds. But this is not exposure, it's healing. God doesn't strip to shame, he strips to restore. God removes what you lean on so you can discover the strength he already placed inside you. So what do you do in a season like this? First, stop chasing what God has already released. If it left, let it go. If it ended, honor the ending. Second, resist the urge to fill the silence with noise. Not every quiet moment needs distraction. Some silence is sacred. Third, shift your prayers. Stop asking God to fix everything. Start asking him to shape you. Fourth, build a private faith. Faith that doesn't depend on applause. Faith that doesn't need validation. Faith that survives unanswered questions. This is where depth is formed. Pain becomes different when God is your only companion. It doesn't disappear, but it transforms. Pain teaches you how to pray honestly. Pain teaches you how to surrender control. Pain teaches you where your true strength comes from. Some prayers are only born in brokenness. Some clarity only comes through loss. Some purpose only emerges through pressure. God doesn't waste pain. What feels like breaking is often God reshaping you for what's next. When the voices quiet down, God begins to speak identity. Not who people said you were, not who circumstances made you feel like, but who he created you to be. You begin to see yourself differently, not abandoned, but chosen, not forgotten, but protected, not weak, but becoming strong. This season teaches you that your worth was never attached to who stayed. Your value comes from God alone. There is a faith that only grows in isolation, not surface faith, not convenience faith, but rooted faith, faith that stands even when answers don't come, faith that trusts even when clarity doesn't arrive, faith that worships even when life feels uncertain. This kind of faith cannot be shaken, and this is the faith God is building in you. You may feel unseen right now, uncelebrated, overlooked, but God often hides what He intends to protect. Some seasons are quiet because the calling is fragile. Some seasons are slow because the work is deep. You're not delayed, you're being prepared. One day, you will look back and realize this was the season that changed you. Not because it was easy, but because God met you there, when you had no one else. When the noise faded, when the strength ran out, God remained, and He always will. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. Your story isn't over. God hasn't forgotten you.